Welcome into the reschedule of Brisket Bombers and Wedgies for CSC's Prospect Tier. I am your color commentator Enders, along with Gittergot and LD in the call. Let's get this game started, shall we?
Alrighty, hello everybody. So we have the number 11 seed, or number 11 place Brisket Bombers going up against the number 8 seeded team Wedgies today. So a fairly even matchup on paper. Your map here is Mirage, but the Brisket Bombers have a 0% win rate on Mirage here.
Nice long-range headshot for Lux, taking Maddie's down.
Yeah, but we still have one player up in Palace, and that flash comes through for the CTs. It's 3 kills on the Ts right now.
And that 17 health hasn't been capitalized on. There's the underbalk. Paloma. Come on.
Paloma finds 2, but his teammate also goes down, leaving him on 24 HP in a 1v3 clutch, and he's
not gonna get
quickly
it.
dealt with.
It's not gonna get it. Good cleanup there. I mean, looked bad from the first shot, but T just bouncing back, protecting that 17 HP player, and winning the round.
Yep, very clean round from here. So, as I was saying before the action started, the Brisket Bombers has a 0% win rate on Mirage. They've played it twice, and the Wedges have a 50% win rate, only winning it once out of their 2 times playing. So, a matchup that slightly favors the Wedges, but they still have shown weakness on it. And it looks like a very fast B rush here for the for Cow here, hoping to rush in sight, maybe get a bomb plant here.
They're going to need it. Damone goes down.
Yeah, and the T's go 2 for 1 in sight here with 2 CTs in market, and Nade will find one of the players onto site, leaving it at least a 3v3. But we see Tex, and now a player goes down on Walker.
Goes down back to 2v2.
Yep.
There's those MP9 changes.
Yeah. And then our bench player finds one, is fighting with the second, runs out of bullets, and dies backside.
Not going to be enough.
Yeah, CT's on a very shaky retake, but they are able to get it through with only one CT left alive here.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how those MP9 changes affect it. I mean, we saw it there with the player E-Box.
And so,
third round. Don't know if I like that.
Well, we got the T's on a guaranteed buy here, and so, we have plenty of utility of left on their other teammates here. So if, Aqua can find a pick and window, make it an early 4v5 here, I'd like to see it because, as long as the team plays well enough here, it could work out.
Window misses the shot.
Yeah, trying to go for an early con peek there will not be able to connect. So now that's information for the T's. They know this op is towards A at least, leaving B at least a little weaker, as we see only one person anchoring down and the other site player watching Cat. And so Aggro's here looking to clear out the apartment. His op on the other side, Peck, is holding it down, jump spotting, and it looks like in his apartment's Cat split here.
Lux, what a shot. Blind.
Yeah, but the CT's ring right out. 3 in return. 1 will be found in the chaos, and now it's a 2v3 for these T's here. Op posted up on the angle.
It's alone on this site. It's going to be a little bit before those rotators can come in.
And a turbo peek from Mr. Drunk here will give it a 2v2 with bomb down here for it. Smoke goes down on Cat, so that can pause the CT rotate really quick. It looks like they want to boost over the smoke, just get any information. And so we have one player playing towards market window and the another one towards bench. This bomb is planted for apps. Or, excuse me, for Cat. So the T's have to take it. And so Perk is leading the charge. They know the player close left and is not able to win the duel.
Traded?
Yeah, Matthew trades it out, taps on a bomb, but he doesn't know where this last player is. Finds him, but Wachter will win the duel here.
And
finding Brisket. Yep, that finds them their first round here.
That's more than likely going to get dropped over to Damone, and I think it does, in fact.
And now we also have game audio for our casters.
I was keeping quiet there because I didn't want to interrupt while you guys were doing great casting. I'm trying to fix my own audio. But...
Yeah, I was like, I don't hear anything, but whatever.
So we got 2T, 1 Cow. Let's get into round 4 here.
But Smoke's missed again.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
Damone though.
doesn't that? Yeah, they go 1-for-1 though in middle. They see that op is posted up towards mid,
Yeah, but
and
that if
so
Op is now 4 HP, they've got to do something, and they're going to be playing it smart here, going to an empty B site, but they don't know that for sure.
yeah, Perk has
They are going to
managed
hear
to
that
pick up an AK here as well.
They are going to hear Aquith just sprinting to the B side to try and cover that.
Yeah, and so they do a little bit of a pause here. They're still a little skeptical of this buy because the CT player that killed the mid player had a deagle here, so they don't know if they're walking into deagles or 5.7s, and as well as that AK picked up, so they don't have a lot of information here, as well as got to be worried for Drunk, who's only on 4 HP, so decided to take it down under and see their options towards A.
You see the minimap, every single CT is now sprinting towards that B site. Good
Yeah,
fake.
but this...
He bought it. Aggro's the type of shot you want to see out of him. Even
Yeah,
though it's
but...
not,
Yeah, and they hear this aggression, and the CT
Oh,
player will go
Matthias.
overlooked and go
Gets
1-for-1.
traded.
Yeah, and so now it's a 2v3 with just pistols left here for our CTs. And so they've already had a pretty good save enough already, making it at least expensive. But these Ts have been locked down into sight, so maybe they could find this op only on 4 HP. A bullet will take it down, and maybe just grab that and save. An AK has been found for Aqua as they run off, and that's the op fallen to the Deagle of Org. So they can grab that op and just run out of here, and I'd call that basically a win for T.
Yeah, Aqua does the same thing. Like picks up a gun and gets out of there. And with the new setup with the CS2, getting those, that's $150 extra per CT for those 3 kills.
Yeah. So even though the new economy didn't work out as what they spotted, we still see mostly USPs for that buy as well. So with this new CT economy, that opens up a lot of different options, but it's still performance based. So if you're not performing well, if you're not getting your kills, if you're not putting up those numbers, it won't mean much. So to make it a competitive game, to have more competitive buys, they actually do need to get kills and make it competitive. So it looking
Ignoring this
Lamp flashes.
written on the map there.
What a util dump down there, and they're gonna take that space.
yeah.
Smart play
And-
here to just try and stop it.
Yeah. And so that smoke goes down in A ramp, and so we still have 2 people just watching it. Drunk is watching for the push, as we have Aquith in ladder already with this AK here. So Walker will smoke off window, turning off this op.
Is that the
And so-
first? Is that the first window smoke they've hit all game?
Maybe.
I know we're 5 rounds deep, but like,
Oh, but Drunk finds Matthew on the ramps, so that opens up A site a little bit to come exec. We got 2 players
Oh,
towards
we
ramp,
do
and a
clear
con
ninja.
peek is coming in too.
oh, Org is just not in a good spot after that first kill.
No, he finds
Like a
one, but is
gun
insta traded.
all day.
Yeah, and so
Aquith down to
You
1
s-
HP.
ooh, just barely managed to limp out there. Hopefully that flash will give him enough time to hop back and save. And so you saw there what that window smoke meant for the T's there. With that successful window smoke, they were able to push up into con and just take it completely by storm. And that, site player, that ramp player going down so early just made it even harder because, your op was smoked off window and they got one of the con players, but the site players were just flooded in from ramp as well as con there. So
Yeah, it allowed them to clear Ninja very, very well. The other thing is, that's the first round that, like, the T's have just gotten mid. And
for free, yeah.
Yeah, and there was basically no resistance there.
Yeah, because what we were sawing on the wedges is they had that cat player playing pretty aggressive, at least nading it and throwing out a flash. But we saw Aqua playing in ladder, so they were doing mid pretty passive. They were expecting probably another cat push or maybe another abs and cat split here. So with that absence on cat, they were able to just run up con without any resistance.
Here we go. Once again, they're going back to that kind of like passive mid. No quick peeks to mid, just a player in con, a player on cat.
Yeah, and then so here,
Oh, Aquith. Damone misses.
yeah, and so that's information for the CTs. They know the op is now in mid and it's tagged up, and that's also information for the Ts because Aquith they're the cat player. So when they go up into ladder, they probably have rotated off. But we can see Aquith in the background with the X-ray going back to go over to reinforce B. So there's no con smoke right now for the T's or the CTs, and so you got to be pretty careful on both sides here. And Ogre's just playing mid a little passive, watching for that ladder push up.
Only smoke we have right now is on Lux, who is going towards B. It's probably going to... Oh, that Molly's going to stop anything coming out of B for now.
Yeah, but it was only, it was a 1-for-1 spot. Just one player lurking apps doesn't, give a lot of information. But we can see Lux coming back here, and that one smoke will be utilized here. But a heavy nade onto Aggro's here. But now here's the noises spotted. MP7 on Peck, hopefully to take this out. And he will find his first for the round, as Perk finds another one on the Walker here.
Just gonna get... This is now turned to a shooting range, and Cow is on the menu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no time left here for the T's. Yeah.
Just save the guns as best you can. Susio, don't expose yourself too much here, bud.
Yeah, and so even with this, look at the economy of the T's. All of their deceased players don't have a lot of money left on them. Even though we see 63 on Palmo and Lux has 26. Really close call there.
Out with his life, luckily. He will be able to drop at least one rifle, though. Yeah, seems like it's going to go to Walker. They'll have a buy at least kind of made up.
Yep. And so now we see Brisket with attack here. So, this round means a lot for, Cow here, as we can see, because it's a really variation between the economy here. So this round still means a lot between saving and letting Wedges get 5 or 6 rounds in the half and being able to keep this competitive. Right now it's still 3-3.
What I will say is with this, Paloma might be able to drop some pistols if they lose, but this is not really a round that Cow can afford to lose.
Yeah. And with this, CT economy getting better, the more...
Heck, that's just proof of the CT economy. Even with 3 deaths, 53,000, he'll be able to buy an op in the next round, drop it over to Org.
Yep. And so, back in the, before this update, CTs would want to save because they got no money. And now it's had the sort of opposite effect here, because now the Ts might want to save more often in comparison to the CTs.
Pressure. Look at this mid pressure from T. 4 players in the mid area.
Yeah. And the T's have let them take this for free, so
yeah.
We see 4 or 5 players towards the ramp already. So Perk will try and block the smoke, and they go 2 for 1 on ramp here. No stair smoke.
Yeah. Perk blocked that, which is going to make it easy for a player to be stairs. However, they're now mid-site.
Yeah, but look how low these players are.
Yeah.
A stray bullet through the smoke will take any one of them down here besides Paolo.
Damone, no.
Caught pulling a nade out. And so now it's a 2v2 queued up. The AWP is heard ringing out towards CT. They're trying to spam out this firebox position, but Cow is not giving anything up. A smoke will go onto the bomb as well as a flash.
Oh, and the spam's going to get Paloma, and Walker is going to clean up Aquith.
Yep, really good, post-plant situation for Cow there. Minimal errors made. They didn't give up any free kills, even though they were super low. They played that really smart. You miss your spot on con. You get caught pulling a nade, but you still get traded out by your 2 teammates, and that's what made the difference.
Very good recovery there for what could have been a blunder after the Damone death. Just very good, keeping it under control. See if the smoke hits.
Yeah, and so it's back to mid now with these smokes dropped on trash can as well as that flash. But they're
just pushing up.
Yeah, and they'll find one. They go 1 for 1, but that's plenty of information. They spotted 2 more players up towards mid, and Perk will find one.
This mid is just turning into a death trap.
But watch this. Yeah, I was about to say, watch this. Peek from under. They grab one, run it off, at least hold man advantage. They don't want to get too crazy.
Peck has been able to get up now, and okay, luckily Aggro's is gonna back up here, go towards this. Does seem like they're gonna end A here with Lux having all this space, but Look how close Mateus is. He's gonna hear almost everything, and they should
Yeah.
be calling in the rotates. You're gonna see it coming down.
Yeah, but look at that's one of your rifles down, and so Mateus has a UMP 45 here, and they're spotted in Palace immediately.
Yep.
And so, that's the give and take of playing such an aggressive mid on a CTC side, is because majority of your aggressiveness for main will be coming from the A bomb site. So that what makes that, Palace lurk so powerful is like when you get information that the CTs are pushing up mid, that means at least 2 or 3 players are there, and your Palace lurk can start to try and find some weakness there. And so we can see it work out really well for the T's there, because they got A site completely free. They had one already in sight as the other two rotated off, and even though there was still one CT still Palace, they cut off their B rotate, which had a rifle, and just made it impossible to retake there.
I do love that Lux just had the ultimate soul read on the Palace lurk. Just watching it, and then I think it was Walker ended up getting getting the kill, but like Lux just knowing that the possibility of the Palace lurk and holding it for a walkout.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and that
I'm
was
not at
really
all
good.
biased.
Yeah, I mean that is really good awareness for the T's there. Just because one player came from Palace way back when doesn't mean there's not anything there, and that's what you got to do in majority of post plant situation. Make sure one person is watching every spot, and then just call out and trade, and you'll be all ready.
Mm-hmm.
So looks like we are after a short little tech. I think that was called by the Wedges. And look at the CT economy. So we still have, plenty of SMGs being bought. They have enough money for rifles, but I feel like they just want to do a little half buy here. Test the waters, do a little bit more pushes, as we see 2 players already down A ramp, and that's fully cleared out already. So
I mean, we're in the 9th round, and I think they've only bought pistols once, and that was very early in the half. Afterwards, they've been able to buy SMGs and like rifles almost every round.
yeah,
Which
but I
is
mean, yeah,
one of the
even
fun.
with that.
Oh,
Ooh.
aggro's getting
But the site
behind.
players still completely
Yeah, aggro's
overlooked.
still. Yeah. What was that?
That
Just
was
aggro's getting
interesting.
behind, gets the kill, doesn't get checked by the player default.
Yeah, and now it's a 3v2 retake.
Yep. Oh, Mateus. Oh, Mateus!
Ooh.
What a double!
So now it's a
Walker.
1v2 clutch here for Walker. They know they have weaker guns here with the SMGs, but that
Walker.
won't matter as Perk closes it
Kirk
down.
said MP9, MP9 nerf? Who?
Yeah. And so I was just about to say, you can buy, SMGs all you want, but, it still doesn't hold up that well compared to, the T sides, AKs. And so look at this buy now for the Ts. They're forced to go on to Deagles here. And now the CTs now have full rifles, 2 AKs saved over, and the rest M4s.
No,
No. But, that was such a good round for the CTs, and I think it was a little bit of a blunder for the Ts. They did not clear the site fully. They just were looking everywhere else besides the site, and that's when the, SMGs really shine, just surprising people and slipping them up.
one man mid. Timon.
Yeah. And it's a very separated round here for the Ts. We see one T in every single different position. The underpass lurk won't net anything.
I agree. I agree that incendiary should have gone further.
Yeah. And one spotted up towards Cat. One bench player known. They've heard these Deagles twice, so they must know already. It's somewhat of a save. A nice jiggle peek onto Palace. So now the T's are fighting for their life in mid.
You know, if that would have hit, give that the play of the game. Jumping Deagle.
Yep. But the CTs are now trying to, shoot fish in a barrel here with the T's. They're just on Deagle still. A few have armor, the rest don't. And so with 30 seconds left on the clock, I think these T's are just waiting for a pick or some sort of upset here. As it looks like they're flooding out to Khan. Perk left in the site here.
Perk's gonna get the flash, but okay. Mateus, and it's just gonna be cleared up by Perk.
Yep. And yeah, really well played for the CTs here. You know, they didn't give the Ts, you know, anything to grab on here at all. So, because, you know, 1 or 2 picks from those Deagles, they grab rifles, that's immediately really tough there. So, really well played for the CTs, trading out everything, making sure they don't get overwhelmed, and just overall holding on to it. The game is now tied up 5-5.
I'm shocked Aqua or Org did not drop over that AK and let either Aquith or Mateus buy him an op for this mid.
Yeah, I mean, 2 rounds left and a half, you know, and still look at the CT economy. You know, Org still has, you know, not the best of buys. They still have, you know, a full buy left after this round in case they go down, but you know, they still got to be weary of that CT economy even with the changes. So it's looking like 3 players towards this ramp position. Bomb is in Palace here, so it's looking for an outright A hit. And they're being loud about it now. Mollies will go down for under Palace. It doesn't spread for Perk, but Lux is still aware of this.
Org is gonna get one.
Yeah, finds the Palace
here
player.
comes that lurk, and they just trade out to Paloma.
Yeah. They got shot, but they know they were just shot in the back of the head by these cat players, so they know this site is free here. So now 3v3 retake required for these CTs here. We got 1 going in through CT that just is spotted, and then 2 towards mid here.
Oh, what a good wide peek.
Nice. And so now CT smoke is deployed a little slow. They know at least 1 is stairs here. 1-for-1 trade now. 1 CT left in a 2v2. Drunk is still smoked off here.
Aquith here. If Aquith can get Lux, this becomes a really easy fight.
Yeah, but 10 seconds left. They got to figure out where they are.
Be enough, though. Lux just playing around the boxes, being smart with it, not giving up the head.
Yep. And just, you know, really well, like I said, really good post plant there for the Ts. They made it even. That underpass lurk made it scary for the CTs. They were able to find one and just avert the attention from everybody to at least get that bomb down secured and get post plant situations set up. So, you know, really well played there for the Ts. Not much the CTs can do there.
Nope. We are in a pause, so
Yep. Short little break here.
Short little break. We could do this, but obviously I have my biases towards Cow here. As chat gets to play Hangman, or is this for us, our dear observer?
Okay, can I get an O? Never mind, the round's starting again.
This always happens. Why? Can't we just have like a 30-minute tech pause so we can get through this one game of Hangman, please?
No O's. And so it looks like it's another A hit. The T's liked what they saw here. Last round of the half, we do have the AWP here on Aquith. And it's, look at this A bomb site. There's 1 single player here. They will still find 1.
Under. Now they know Perks. Oh, they're just gonna clear under. What?
Wow. And
Aggro's though, good shot on the Perk. Mateus!
Yeah, stairs player goes down. And, you know, smoke goes on to Khan. But they don't know about the CT player. 2 players are still exposed.
Oh,
and it's just Perk mopping up.
Now it's down to Walker in the 1v3.
Yep.
Org goes down. Gets 2. It's all down now to the 1v1. First the op, and it's not enough.
The op rings through. And these players are dead even. I said, you know, at the beginning of the game, you know, these players are not far away. You know, 8 seed Wedges versus, you know, 11 seeds Briskets. You know, neither of them play Mirage that well. And it has been a field day. You know, it was looking, honestly, there was not really much of a streak for either team. You know, they would get 2 or 3 rounds in a row at max, and then the other team would answer back pretty quickly. And so, I saw all the retakes were really well done, as well as all the site holds were really well.
I'm gonna steal this from chat, and it's the best thing I've seen. We do, in fact, have a bar fight going on right now. Just nobody's landing any good combos. It's just swing.
I like that. I like that a lot. And we have a drunk man and a guy off perks. So I think that's perfect.
I saw that also. Alright, here we go.
Yep, and it's looking like it probably a
It's gonna end
mid
up
to
a
B
B
hit.
split, yeah.
Yep.
Mid B. Drunk with one shot.
And
Lux
that's
just
information
preparing
over.
to smoke. Doesn't seem
Yeah.
though.
They're
Aggro's
not.
here. Getting
Yeah,
away towards the boxes. Oh, goes down to Peck.
yeah. Maybe this
Paloma.
delayed take from the tees will work out, but it's
Oh,
not looking
Paloma.
likely.
The aim punch too. Mateus gets Paloma. Bomb's gonna go down.
Yeah, bomb is ideal here.
Oh, yep. Gets the planner,
Perfect.
gets the guy van, and that is a quick retake for.
Yeah. That was just a little rough from the tees there. Even though I liked what I saw, you had your smoke go down super slow and mid, which just opened up a lot of information for the TTs to run right over. And they ran right over. They even delayed their cat push a little bit, which just gave them able to hold headshot angles, and they just got mopped up there. So a little bit of a sloppy round there for the T's, which will be a little bit of a bite for them. But with this bomb plant down, you can still see them forcing up SMGs and Tech 9s.
Bomb was their one objective of the round, and they got it. You're going to see it's looking like it's going to be an A take with a bit of a mid lurk here from this underpass player.
Yeah, so it's honestly a very similar setup of what the Cow was doing to them on their T side. It's just 4-player towards ramp, or 3 players towards ramp, 1 in Palace, 1 under. And so we just got to see if Cow can beat themselves and adjust to themselves how they do to others.
Gonna get that. Yep. Now they know about the underpass lurk. Damon's gonna get picked down low. Aggro's gonna finish it off.
Yep. And so
And the rotate. Okay.
Yeah, these 3 players are just running up towards apps. So I feel like, with that information given over that their, one underpass player is dead, knowing what they are doing, they go A. So with this, rotate here for Wedge, I think that was really smartly played, and it's looking like they're just going to run through this app smoke here.
Paloma is going to be there to get some good damage.
Yeah, but they're the only player in this site here, so bomb will go down mostly uncontested here.
Yeah, no real nades for the retake. Damon's going to get one, knows a player's fan.
Yep, but it's still a 3v4 retake here. Cat player spotted. And look at Perk with this rotate.
Perk
walking down this cat player.
Sprinting at it.
Yeah, and now Lux has a back turn towards, bench and everywhere else. They got so many things to look at. And they just get ran down here.
Just the collapse of the Lux there.
And so CT's unable to convert after that pistol, and they are relinked down to pistols again. Full save here.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought the panic rotate was going to lead to just a slaughter on the B site. No. T did very well.
I'm honestly surprised because I thought the cat player would, just hear him coming a mile away, and he just gets shot in the back while reloading. And so a little bit of a blunder there for Cow. And it's just super fast A. They know they still have these SMGs in hand, so they just want to mop up some easy CT kills here. Just get a little bit more money in the bank.
Molly.
Yep, bomb goes down completely uncontested. A full-on 5v5 retake here.
Oh, sees the head firebox.
Yeah, stair smoke is missed. And now 2 of these T players are super low. Yep, but Lux will go down first in the round, and now the T's are just mopping up.
Oh.
What was looking like a little scary initially is just now completely mopped up for the T's there. So, good hold there, not getting scared of any of the pistol players. Making sure all the trades are there, and just keep your distance from the pistols, and you'll be a-okay.
Somebody's gonna drop Peck, right? Like, we're not just gonna have Peck on the Glock. There we go.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Yep, and now it's like a little bit more of a default round. We got 1 towards mid, 2 towards apps, and then a ramp player trying to take an early fight here. Perk is going to go down to under pretty early here.
They're not really throwing any true B presence early rounds. I'd like to see Cow's B player starting to take a bit more space in apps.
Yeah. But I mean, even on this, sort of round here, it's a really weak buy. They got to be very careful. Drunk Damone spots the players in mid, but is unable to walk away from
Eyes
that.
off the angle. Going to get into ladder.
Yep, silent too. But they hear these steps towards under. But Pack finds a pick towards this A bomb site here. And so now it's a game of hide and seek now, not knowing where the T's are going to end up. It looks like we'll overlook this cat player, but, instantly find out. Another player killed towards
Bomb
window.
out.
Yep.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, and not a single kill for the CTs either. So, that incentive of, getting those T's down will not pay out for anyone. Because, Because, these T's staying alive, they still have, these MAC 10s and FAMASs. So it's like, just run up ramp, see what you can find, see what you can get some information, just, trade out your rifles. I feel like that's still a fine, game plan. And they nearly have, 10,000 on each of their players here. So
Yeah,
plenty of money left in the bank.
Aquith almost has max money. If Aquith doesn't die here, they're going to have to give up some of that for max money here. And it's not going to be great.
No. And it's still a little bit of a rough buy for our CTs here. Look at the buy here. We have FAMAS and 2 nades. FAMAS with a molly and a kit, and that's it. We do have a op on drunk, but that's the only major purchase here for the CTs.
Lux, good shit. Clears that one up.
Yeah, very labored spray though. Tag down to 42 on a player not
Yeah.
even looking at them.
Lux, push through smoke, dies.
But goes
Walk
1 for
is gonna be
1.
dead.
Yeah, CT smoke not coming through. There's still no cover for that CT position though, but it's still mostly free bomb
Off
site.
CT, gets
Yeah.
player coming out Palace.
1 for 1 trade here. 2v3 now required. But look at this op. It's super low. Still posted up.
Oh, Mac 10 jumping spray down.
Yeah, and they know this player.
Mateus! Mateus, what was that shot?
Xantara's peak with an op.
I didn't see a pixel of that man. He just shoots his head off.
Yeah, and the last player now heard towards this jungle position as well. Bomb can be planted safely. And now it's a 2v1 retake for Palo here. They know this op is towards CT. They hear him running around. They don't know where this other player is.
And just swings the op. To be fair, what else was really the plan there for Fulham?
Like I said, no kits on the CTs here. You got to be quick. The rotate through CT was out of the question without it, and so what was looking like a mistake from the T's. Without that CT smoke out, they got two of their players picked off. But even with that, that Mac 10 running down that op and then just finding the other 2 kills to close out the round. It's a mistake that turns into a little bit of a golden nugget there for the T's.
But I will say, Agros is the one player on Cal this season averaging above a 1. And right now, he's not having a great game. Damone is kind of hard carrying this team, and I'd like to see Agros kind of step it up, show some of the form, and I think if that happens, Cal can get back in this game.
Yep. But, at the same time, it's not a 1v1, it's a 5v5,
Yeah.
Just be, we've had a little bit of, we had that for a little while on my team, even with one player.
Mid rush.
Whoa.
Orc goes down. Orc goes down.
Oh, but look at that nade.
Mateus goes down. It's looking like a round for Cal.
Yep. But 2 players still on 50 HP here. The guns are out of reach from them.
That rifle isn't. Agro's gonna get a rifle.
Yeah. And Molly's the opper off the angle. Yeah, and so now
That was
they
a really
find
dangerous
guns.
drop.
Yep. But now they know where both these players are, so at least they can, reconvene together, get this bomb planted and just post up.
Brain.
Mm-hmm. And they are at the wrong bomb site. We'll have to see if they go for this here. It's looking like a save for the CTs here. They don't want to give over these AKs. They're gonna...
No, not with the money looking at like it currently does.
No. But this is getting nervous here for Cal, though, because, Okay, you save these two AKs, but your CT side has not been looking pretty. You've gotten one round since the turn of the
It
half.
was the pistol.
Yeah, and it was the pistol also. So not even like it's a real round. Don't get me wrong, but not a full gun round. You haven't
Oh,
proven one of those yet, and so you need a perfect end of the half here to at least take it in regulation here, and
all
it's
right.
going to be
Let's
even
see
more
how
difficult.
let's see how broke Aquith can get dropping over. Did he not drop any guns at max money? Like, am I missing that?
He has an op. They have an op in hand.
All right, there he goes. There's an AK dropped.
There it is. Perfect.
Is he gonna drop one to perk now? Nope. They'll have enough to
Perfect.
fight next round. I think for the rest of this game, we're not gonna see a T-like force
No.
unless it comes like the last 2 rounds.
Yeah. And so, but the CTs need to win this round to have a fighting chance. The CT economy here is shattered. They need at least a few players alive, as well as to win a round here to make it at least prevent match point. And so,
Oh, Walker
oof,
legged by the op there.
a very early shot. So it sounds alarm bells off for the CTs here because if the T op is not in middle, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be an A hit. But Perks finds Salam
Heck,
alone. They'll trade 1-for-1 there, at least. But the T's now have this site, and a smoke covering CT also will not give any leeway for the CTs here.
Bucks just
Oh, and they're just getting cleaned up. But look at these smokes; they're depleting. Just barely gets the bomb down safely.
Perk's gonna get
Perk mollied off. Yeah, but look at this position from Og.
Org just cleans it up. This is not
Yeah.
looking good for the cows now.
No. So even with that, early information about the op, they leg your CT player, you still just have the T's just run in sight. There's little to no, uh,
Paloma with
you
an
know,
AK
there's
here.
nothing stopping them from just taking sight because majority of the deaths from these T players has just been trade kills after, retake. There's nothing stopping these T's from taking sight. Like they get into the site and they die after the retake attempt here. They don't get picked off in mid. They don't get stopped from the CTs when they're running into site. It's just, it's just a dissection here from the wedges on this T side.
What I will say is it does seem as though Paloma dropped over the op for Damone, which is what I was going to recommend. Paloma getting the rifle dropped after getting AK, like he has a full kit of util, he has a K, he has rifle armor, everything you can need in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Damone has the op, and he can make magic with that thing. Just
Yep.
hope that they can do it now. 5 rounds
And
straight towards overtime.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at this now. I think we got 2 players towards this B apartments with the bomb here as well. But there's no smoke coming out for the T sides. Actually, we still see the CT smoke, and so maybe that'll at least hold some A players onto this A bomb site when this B bomb site hits comes through. And they're being slow and methodical about this, not giving up anything. We still have 2 players here for the CTs, but Paulo or Polo, I don't know, excuse me. The cat player is still, weary, not looking towards this app's position. They're going to come back now. They have a molly in hand, so maybe this information will be given up for the CTs here, hearing people burn. And that molly forces them out into the fight.
Paloma, oh, the spray missed every shot.
2 players are
Damone's gonna miss
super
one.
low.
He's gonna miss 2.
And they know this op here is now in market. And so now it's a 3v5 retake queued up for the CTs.
Oh, Aquith with the op shot. Now it's a 2v5.
And this cat player completely
And
overlooked.
it's over.
It is a dissection for the T's there.
Jeez.
Some of them limping away, but it is still the wedges with a basically perfect T side to close out this game. It was a 6-6 end of the half here. Brisket Bombers win pistol, and that's all they wrote. Wedges here with a pretty good round, or pretty good game there.
What a T
very
side
good
from the
game
wedges.
overall. That last round was like a perfect example of the game. Like the T's, every single one of them being damaged, having very low health, but still clearing out the round, 5 alive.
Yeah. And so, you can say, miss sprays for the CTs there. You can say what you want, but at the end of the day, the calling was there and there was no resistance for the CTs because, I said that before the round ended there is that there's nothing preventing these players from getting onto site. They were super low. They were like one bullet each, but they still got into the site as a 5-team group and then just mopped up the retake attempt there.
They did a great job at like singling out every single fight, making
hmm
every like as much as multiple CTs were on site, every fight was like a 1v2.
Yeah,
Yep.
and majority of fights too were just four people run out apps or four people run out ramp. Like there was very minimal, mid space taken for the T's there.
Yeah. I think the main thing is you look at the differences in the aggression and the space taking that the Wedgies had for their CT side. Like they were taking mid or taking some amount of space almost every round, which really helped them get those 6 rounds and know like, hey, they can't be here. Or hey, look, I found everything. Let's win this round.
hmm
And I said it a couple of times. I'd like to have seen Cal take a bit more of like the the space in apps when they weren't throwing any mid round or early round aggression there, or taking a bit of palace space or just any amount of space. And I'm really sad to see that that did not happen. And shout outs to T. They had an amazing T side.
Yeah, definitely. And the lurks. I mean, I feel like the lurks really paid out for the wedges there also because we
Yeah.
saw with when the that one round where they pushed underpass or under and they just got 3 CTs looking at them. He died after getting one, but that's 3 players looking towards mid when they're planning A and just giving up plenty of time. And so, just overall, I felt like it was really well because when Cal was on T side, they did have lurks, but they would get one and they would be on the completely other side of the map afterwards. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit of give and take there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that one lurk might get a kill, but isn't really getting much information when on the other side, that one lurk is getting, there's 3 enemies here. We know where half the team is. We have a free bomb site. We can plant and get into position to easily defend. And
Yeah,
they did that
exactly.
every time. We had a lot of great back and forth in the first half, a lot of great back and forth in the first half of the second half, and then just, ran away with the lead and took it.
hmm
Made it seem
Mhm.
easy when the first 3 quarters of the game was not easy. It was back and forth. It was crazy, and even with this new CT money system, the CTs did
Yeah.
not come back.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up because with this update, it was meant to reward CTs for putting up a fight. It was meant to reward CTs like, hey, you won this round or you came close to winning this round and you deserve something for that. And that didn't happen in this game here because whenever the T's took a bomb site, majority of the time, 3 or 4 players are walking away from that round alive. There was
Yeah.
minimal rounds where there was only 1 or 0 T's standing for the other team, which
I
didn't give them the kill rewards for the CTs there.
I think T played the new economy a lot better on their CT side than Cow did. I mean, you saw Cow on their CT side where they weren't even playing the outskirts, playing for exits, but like a lot of the times T was willing to go poke and prod for those exits. And
hmm
that was very good for them because like I think we brought it up, it's just they always had they didn't like have to pistol by outside of like one round, like the third or fourth round, they had to
Yeah,
pistol white, but like that was it. Otherwise, they had SMGs or rifles the entire time, which isn't, you don't. It's not ideal to be on SMGs, but like it's a lot better than being on a 5.7.
yeah, and we saw that with the CTs as well. Is they had a lot of like half buy rounds. Like they were walking around with SMGs for majority of their CT rounds. Like they always had enough money in the bank, but they would still have SMGs here. And when they did buy rifles, they had very minimal utility and basically no kits either.
But like the wedgies, I don't think saved ever when they were on CTs, and the cows saved at least twice that I remember. And like that goes to show that the new system is kind of working, where it is pushing the CTs to, even if it's a 1v2, 2v3, to still push for that diffuse.
Yeah, and I
Try to
mean,
get those kills.
yeah, and you don't even not have to save if you get exits. If you get like 2 players with an exit, that's still $100 per person for your team, at least to carry you over in the next round, plus whatever your loss bonus is too. So there's definitely incentive to at least be proactive instead of
Yeah, you got
passive
your
CS.
kill reward, your reward for each D killed, and then your loss bonus. So, like,
Yep.
sometimes it's better to just go for it. Like, there's no point in saving an MP9. Might as well just push it, try to get a kill or two, and risk your
Get the
life.
bonus.
That $2,500 for an extra $1,000 for your team. That might be the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And as we said, the Wedgies proved that perfectly with, again, they never saved. They always pushed on CT. They always tried to do something. Always tried to get those kills. Always tried to get that extra money. And the cows, again, a couple of saves, and sometimes they'd have two alive. One is running away trying to save, while one is trying to push, trying to get an exit, trying to get a kill, trying to get that extra money. And sadly, it didn't work for them. But it's still a whole new system to this game. It's going to be interesting to see what happens from here on out.
Yeah, so the Brisket Bombers will not change their win percentage on Mirage. They have now 3 losses on Mirage, no wins on it. And the Wedgies will up their win percentage on Mirage, now winning it 2 out of 3 times they've played.
Yep. 66%. Well, 66.666666 repeating.
All right.
Yeah, just I don't think this messes with standings too much. I mean, I could be very wrong, but like I think both teams were locked into playoffs going into this from what I've heard from the prospect cows. They were locked in, so I just assumed that T was.
hmm And
So,
this will have minimal impact. I feel like the round difference might make a slight difference here, but overall it should be fairly based on numbers, the team that should have won. So,
yeah.
but all
Unlike
right.
Kurt.
What match day was this? I'm trying to find the stats for it.
Oh, that's a great question.
That is
Um,
oh yeah, because this is a reschedule. I forgot.
Yeah.
yep. I mean, I've got it pulled up. It was match day 11.
It was match day 11?
Saying it was, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I see it now.
looking at this, you've got Perk 30 with a 1.35, Mateus with a 1.3, Aquith with a 1.2, Peck and Org coming in at 8.89 and 0.83 respectively. And the only two people above a 1 or at a 1 or above for Cow was Druckdemon with a 1.22 and Paloma Sucio with a 1.0. It just was not a great game for the Cows.
Yeah,
But
and
in
so
in another perspective, the Wedgies were like very consistent throughout the team. Like
yeah, 3 players
9 kills.
with a 1.3.
Yeah, and 9 kills between the top frag and the bottom frag. When vice versa, Brisket Bombers, Drunk Demone, however you pronounce that, is twice the
Druckdemon's
amount of
correct.
kills of the bottom 2 players. If you add the
Yeah.
bottom 2 players, it adds up to Drunk Demone. And it's not like they played a bad game. They played a great game, but
Yeah.
these things just happen.
Yeah, and I mean it's just like that for some teams. Like some teams, you can have a player going, zero point 0.6, but they're throwing all the util and they're just running into sight and just getting traded. We didn't see anyone like that on the Brisket Bombers, because there wasn't one person there. It was just like, hey, trade me. I'll see where they're at. It's just I felt like everybody did every role, and there wasn't anyone like to point out
But
that
Mirage
like
is a
Closest
difficult map
to
to do that in.
Yeah,
yes,
the
indeed.
closest to like, hey, this is our util guy was Wachter with 19 enemies flashed. But also he had like two 1vx's according to this. So
Mhm.
he was very much alive in the late rounds, and stats aren't everything, but like 90% cast, 90% cast, 85, 95, 90 on the on T, but like you look at Cow at 70, 85, 65, 65, 60. Like cast is one of those things. It's like higher, better, absolutely. It's just like when everybody on one team is above an 85 or an 85 and above, and nobody on the other team is above an 85, it gets real rough to try and win that. You're
Yeah,
not
you were
Yes,
getting
bringing up.
indeed.
traded, you're not getting kills, you're not getting assists, you're not even surviving that often.
Yeah, you were bringing up enemies flash, but also look at like the rest of the utility.
Oh
The
yeah,
utility damage on the wedgies is insane. 115, 240, 147, 174.
174.
It's an insane amount of good util use, and I'm sure that's won them at least a few rounds,
Hmm.
and that just put them in such a good position on the T side on the second half.
Yeah.
Just like how many, like 7 in a row on the T side for the wedgies? Like that's insane.
Yeah, 7 in a row to
Yeah.
close it out too.
Yeah, especially looking at the new economy system that favors the CTs if you are aggressive.
Yeah, and that's also a little bit of a disappointing thing to see with this map changes with Anubis being gone. Now, pretty T-sided heavy, teams are, a little bit at a disadvantage now because with Anubis was so fun is because you knew one side was, a favored side, and that's what made it fun. Is like, hey, we got 4 rounds on CT, and we're smiling about it because it's Anubis.
Yeah.
So with this change to the map pool, it's disappointing to see that everything has to be basically even. It's give and take where you could just, hey, we're T-sided players. Let's just go on Anubis and just frag out.
Yeah, but my wonderful lover Overpass is back. So like,
Oh, I don't hate Overpass. I
love
hate
Overpass.
I hate Mirage and Inferno.
Oh, I
I
do agree. Inferno probably should have got removed. Like, let's not lie here. You removed the wrong T-sided map.
Definitely.
I love Overpass. I don't think it's that great in like competitive or premier. Like
Yeah.
the rotates are too long, the map is too big. It's so different compared to all the rest of the other maps, right? Like
Hmm.
Overpass does have 2 layers, like Nuke does, but Nuke is so much more compact that it's
Yeah,
either.
nuke is simple. You're either upstairs or
Yeah,
you're downstairs.
Yeah.
exactly. When Overpass, there's so much space outside on A and so much space downstairs on B, and
Mhm.
it's the rotates are so important. The getting the information and waiting for your team is so important. Where on Nuke, it's just like, okay, like I'm here alone, I could play my life. Where you
Yeah.
cannot do that on Overpass.
I think that's going to be something that's going to be really interesting to kind of see next season of CSC. However, I think that's
It's about like a month away, right?
yeah, something like that.
I think it's a little more than a
Around.
month. I think we end this season in like 3 weeks,
All
and
right.
then we
Recruits
have a couple of
basically
weeks.
ended next week. Next Thursday is recruit grand finals. And
Yeah.
let's be honest here, that's best tier.
On God.
As a recruit, I will wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
We're
gonna
all
miss
recruit players
recruit
here.
next season. I'm gonna miss it.
But yeah, it should be a very interesting couple of last games. The
Yep.
Nan decoys were knocked down into the bottom bracket,
I
and
think
number
Good.
7 seed. As a former Nan member, I hate you, but the number 7 seed making it into the grand finals.
yeah.
Number 7 beating every single team,
You'll love
and
to see
that
it.
Nan number 1 seed versus I think it's T's, right?
What do you mean?
I
Uh
forgot.
Nan was number 1 seed.
And it's T that beat them. No,
No. FRG beat Nan
FRG.
in
Okay,
winners
so
final.
yeah, Frog number seven
Yeah.
seed. Um, every single game in the upper bracket, and I think only one in the lower bracket was not all 3 maps. But that
No, upper
final,
bracket finals
Should we not
was
talk about that one?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like upper bracket
Yeah.
final and one lower bracket are the only 2 games to not go to 3 maps. Like FRG, number 7 seed, destroyed Nan, number 1 seed in the upper bracket. And again, as a former Nan player, like it hurts to see, but man, was that a great game. It was great for FRG. I hate to see the decoys be knocked down, but I can't
I
be
don't.
upset because it was a great game. As
Slash
much as it
joke.
was 13-6 and 13-9, like Nan still played their hearts out. There was a couple mistakes, but mistakes happen, especially
we
finals of the upper bracket. The pressure gets to you.
look, as much as I'd love to sit here and yap about recruit all night long, this is in fact a prospect stream,
Yes, it
and
is.
we are getting way off topic. And I think, in fact, we have done all the yapping about prospect we possibly can as 3 recruits sitting here,
Most
guesstimating.
likely.
We are about to go into prospect
Finals,
English
playoffs.
playoffs. Thank you. We're about to go into prospect playoffs tomorrow, if I'm not incorrect. We have a whole lineup of games for tomorrow that will be released tomorrow of what's being streamed, what isn't. So make sure to stay tuned to the A, B, and C channels of CSC. Join Discord if you haven't. Anything else I'm missing?
No,
It's a great
should be
sign
it.
off. The next
Yeah.
3 weeks are going to be a lot of streaming,
Games,
a lot
games,
A
of
lot of
games.
playoffs, a lot of playoffs, a lot of casting, and we hope you
We
guys have
hope to
enjoyed
see you there
this.
tomorrow.
And make sure to tune in tomorrow. We've got some great games coming up.
All
See ya.
right. Good night, friends.
Good night, guys.